So just now, try to think about what emotion you're feeling. Are you anxious? Are you angry? Are you sad? Are you relaxed? Most often, we don't catch our emotions until it attaches itself onto a thought. When emotions and thoughts get combined, they make a lot of body changes within you. Like a lot of hormones are released. Now, I'm no doctor, but I know that serotonin is your feel-good hormone, and I know Reena had posted a very nice one, and I should keep it handy to remember, but I can never remember things when I talk. I just talk about whatever comes up naturally. Emotions rise and fall within you all the time. All the time. If you had the ability to just turn your mind off, it would just be sensations of all kinds. Something rising, something falling, something rising, something falling. An irritation, a constriction, a feeling of tightness, a feeling of tickling. That's all you would feel. That's all you feel. Whenever, very often during meditation, I always ask you, become aware of the sensation, especially when we're doing heart and throat chakra meditations. Is there a feeling of constriction? Is there a feeling of tickling? Is there a feeling of something? Because every thought begins as a sensation in the body. Every emotion, rather, begins as a sensation in the body. And then that sensation materializes as an emotion. We have 7 chakras, and we have different emotions attached to each chakra. And it all depends on whether your prana is rising or falling. Okay. Ascending prana brings positive, uplifting emotions into play, and descending prana brings negative, draining emotions into play. So as prana ascends, it ascends as enthusiasm. In your Muladhara chakra, it ascends as enthusiasm. It then converts into creative energy in Swadhisthana. Swadhisthana is your 2nd chakra. It's your creative intent. So you'll find that in the morning, you're very enthusiastic about things. You've had good rest. You've slept well. The sun is shining. You've had your breakfast. Everything is upbeat. You've probably done your meditation. You've done your prana. Now you're ready to tackle the day and do all the creative things. So it's creative energy. And then when it comes to Manipura, it becomes generosity and giving. Right? And then it comes to the heart chakra, Anahata chakra, where it is all about love. And then it's at the throat, where it's gratitude. Gratitude, you feel that constriction when you feel the gratitude, right? Then it's awareness in your Agnya chakra, and then bliss. And as it falls from bliss to anger, to grief, to hate and fear, to jealousy in your belly, to jealousy and hatred and envy, right? To sexual energy and then inertia. Now this is how the emotions rise and fall within you. They rise on their own. Whatever emotions reign at the time, you will feel it in those chakras. So when you feel anger, you knit your brow and you feel that tension in your forehead. When you feel fear, something, constricts inside your chest. It's a sensation of being constricted. When you feel love, it's a feeling of expansion, a feeling of like growing and being one with nature. And when you feel envy and jealousy, you feel it in your belly. Now these emotions keep going through your system through the day as different sensations, and based on where we hold our emotion, or where the thoughts create maximum vibration, that chakra gets congested. And then whatever organs are connected to that chakra will manifest disease. And that's how it works. That's how it works. You don't notice an emotion until you connect it to something. So if you are feeling irritated, anything in your outer world you will attribute as the cause of your irritation, because you have not looked inside for this rising and falling emotion. You're looking always outwards, because your outer world is what you have trained, or your mind has trained you to believe, that everything comes from the outer world. That is the cause of your problems, and that is the solution of your problems. So when you are angry, the guy driving slowly ahead is getting on your nerves. The one who parks where you intended to park is getting on your nerves. The lights that don't change is getting on your nerves. The rain that makes traffic go slow is getting on your nerves. And when you're feeling good, and when you're feeling relaxed, and we're feeling a sense of love, you are not noticing the lights, you're not noticing the man next door, the one who took the spot. You're just parking in the first available spot. Oh, that guy took it, oh, let me take the next one. What beautiful rain, how nice the trees look. Why? Because you're feeling a sense of love inside already. So all your thoughts that will come up, that you will claim as my thoughts, will be happy, lovely, loving thoughts. Right? But thoughts have a habit of repeating themselves if they feel they are popular. It's like, TV shows and TV commercials and stuff like that. Whatever's popular keeps coming back at you. So there was a time where, only shows like Narcos were coming, because, that was what was making money. So Narcos 1, Narcos 2, all kinds of different types of Narcos on TV, so that they, home in on everything. The mind is like that too. And how do you think they get it? They get it by just observing human psychology. The mind likes what is disturbing. It loves what is disturbing. So how do you combat that? How do you combat that? Because these thoughts are going to keep coming up. You have trained yourself to like a thought. So when that thought arises in you, the accompanying emotion also rises in you. And you feel that developing, that heart rate is getting more rapid, you're getting a little more tense, your shoulders are holding, you're clenching your teeth, you're holding your thing, you're not able to stick to a single thought, you're moving from thought to thought, you're jumping, you're not present. And this is what happens when you get agitated by anything. And what happens in your body is even worse. In one single panic attack, in one single acute stress attack, you have so much adrenaline released, you have so much oxytocin released. You're so ready to fight everything basically the body is preparing you to face an imminent danger. Now imagine if you're doing that to yourself several times in a day. Every time the emotion rises, the thought rises, there is vibration. Everything has vibration. Thought has vibration. Speech has vibration. Sound has vibration. It all vibrates inside your body. The cells in your body understand that things are not okay, that something is wrong. Why is there so much adrenaline in the system? And it absorbs these vibrations in your chakras. And inevitably, when the cells in your body are getting the wrong vibration, something malforms, something malfunctions. So we all have propensities for cancers, we all have propensities for disease. But the amount of stress that we carry determines whether that disease is going to manifest or not. You cannot allow the outer world to disturb you. You cannot allow these emotions and thoughts to keep rising in consciousness without you even realizing it. You have to develop the art of becoming aware. Just being aware. And I tell you, as soon as you are aware that you are miserable, or that you are angry, or that you are sad, it kind of subsides in a certain way. It becomes a little bit less. Once you just realize, oh my God, I'm angry, the anger comes down. What happens is that we have very familiar triggers. And these triggers were not put there by God, were not put there by anybody else. We put them in ourselves. We had no help. We trained ourselves to think in a particular way. And so, as soon as the first sign of that trigger, the emotion is rising. And emotional intelligence is achieved by just not paying attention to thought. If you do not focus on certain thoughts, the accompanying emotion will not rise. Right? But the more you tell yourself, the mind is a very funny thing, the more you tell yourself, oh, I don't want to think about it, the more that thought is going to arise. So, trying to deal with the mind, the mind with the mind, to replace one set of thoughts with another set of thoughts is extremely difficult, because the more you push it out, you try to push it out, the more it reappears. It's like the monkey in the room, that example that was first given to me when I learned meditation. They told us we could meditate and we could think about anything in the next 2 minutes except a monkey. So all of us closed our eyes, and we're closing our eyes and say, okay, we can't think of a monkey. And of course there were orangutans and monkeys and chimpanzees jumping all over the room. Because the thing that you want to get rid of is the one that will appear much more often. It is easier or better to replace it with a feeling, with a positive affirmation. Which is why I keep saying, return to happiness is my birthright. As soon as you say that, as soon as you go to that happy place, you have already just cut those thoughts. It's just been cut, the ladder, one into another, one into a ladder. You know how you're thinking, and you're falling in that downward spiral. Oh my God, how could she leave me? How could she do this? How could this happen to me? I don't deserve this. This is not my life. I feel so miserable. Before that happens, you say, I'm not going to go there. Happiness is my birthright. I'm just going to be here, just present. Just present. All these emotions, all these thoughts, they don't stay, do they? They come and they go. They rise, they come, they go, you become aware, you become agitated, and then they're gone. Then some other thought comes and rises up, you get agitated, and it's gone. But you know what remains? The feeling that you are, that I am, that feeling that I am, not just aware, but just that I am. It's there all the time. And that's the feeling you have to get back to. That I am feeling is there when you're drinking coffee, when you're walking your dog, when you're ironing, when you're sleeping, when you've just woken up, when you've just gone asleep, when you're angry, when you're miserable, when you're completely elated, when you smell a rose, when you taste good food, when you eat chocolate. there's always something that's aware. And that something is filled with peace, with joy, with happiness, with freedom. And that's why in your day-to-day life, you long to be free. You long to get back to that. That's your true nature. It's like you're a spider that was on the rafters. You were so connected with all of that. And as you came down and saw this beautiful world with lights and windows and grass and animals and all these beautiful things, you said, hey, I don't need that connection. And you cut it. You cut that connection. But something inside of you recalls that sensation always, that of happiness. And when I say happiness, I'm not talking pleasure. I'm talking about that stillness, that beautiful feeling, that wonderful state where you don't want anything more, you don't need anything more. Whatever you have is just perfect. Don't function from your emotions because they are not reliable. They are not reliable. They come and they go. They come and they go. And when you are caught up in the emotion, no one can reach you because you are already that emotion. You are the anger. You are the grief. You are the loss. You are the anxiety. You are the fear. That connection with the real you has gone. And at that point, no one can even reach you, no one can argue with you because you can't see it. How do you see it when you are grief, you are loss, you are all of those emotions? You've just gotten so caught up in it that you can't see that it's all nothing. It comes, it goes, it comes again, it goes. Emotions are like rolling waves on an ocean. One wave is followed by another wave, is followed by another wave. Sometimes you're happy, sometimes you're not happy. Sometimes you're feeling enthusiastic, sometimes you're exhausted, sometimes you are fearful, sometimes you are relaxed. Don't you see that? It happens. It happens. We want to hold on to our happy emotions and we want to become aware of our fear-filled emotions. That is the aim. As soon as you're aware, you replace that feeling of fear, that feeling of anxiety with happiness is my birthright. I am perfect. I am fine just now, just the way things are. And then just everything just clears up. It's like you're in the middle of a storm and all of a sudden you see a little bit of blue sky staring at you from above. You say, oh my God, a piece of square blue sky. You know, I never thought I could see something like this, but you know what? Behind that storm, that blue sky was always there. It was there, you just couldn't see it. And then when you see it, the joy that it brings, the joy that arises in you, that negates every single emotion. And if there is an emotion you have to hold on to, or you should hold on to, it's the peace. It's the stillness, it's the happiness, it's the joy, it's the gratitude, it's the giving, it's the love. Om Shiva.